everyone! Today I want to share with you one of my newest addictions. It is transferring photos to ceramic tiles. And no, I don't mean taking a picture and gluing it on there. I mean you are transferring the photo onto the ceramic tile. And you can do this with pictures, like this one right here. Yep, that's me and my husband about 10 years ago. And you can do it with digital papers. This happens to be a really beautiful Sherry Baldy paper. And they are great for coasters or to hang on your wall. You can put little hooks on the back. You can put cork on the back if you're going to be using it for a coaster. Oh, I'm sure you're going to come up with other ways to use them. But let's head over to the craft table and let me show you how easy it is to do this. These are the things that you're going to need. You will need a clean ceramic tile, no greasy fingerprints on it or anything, and you can pick those up at like a Lowe's or a Home Depot or maybe a hardware store, someplace that sells those, and they're pretty inexpensive. These 4-inch ones actually cost me twice as much as the 6-inch ones, but these were about 98 cents and the bigger ones were about 48 cents. You are going to need a picture of your choice printed on regular printer paper, but you need to use a laser printer. I have tried it with an inkjet printer, and let me show you. It kind of worked. This wasn't really a good example. It didn't have really good design that you could see, but what was happening is the blue was coming off from this as I was wiping it off, which is a whole nother process later down the road, but the color was coming off, and so I was kind of worried about that. So definitely use a laser printer. If you don't have one, take your picture to Staples or something and have them print some out for you. The next thing you're going to need is Mod Podge Photo Transfer Medium. Now, if you don't have this, but you have, let's say, this Mod Podge mat, this will work. I have used it, and let me show you one I tested it on. So I did this, and it came out beautiful, but I do highly recommend the photo transfer medium if you can get it. It is thicker, and I just feel it's a better choice. And then you're going to need a paintbrush. I use a sponge brush. And so those are the things that you're going to need to get started. If it matters to you which direction the picture goes, for example, this is the correct way and you want it that way, you're going to want to print it backwards like you would for making a t-shirt transfer, because you're going to be turning it upside down. So that's even more important. If you have writing across here, you're going to want to print it like, mirror image or upside down, so that when you put it on here, the writing will be going the right way. So I'm using a 4-inch tile, and I have printed out a picture and had it cut down to 4 inches. And like I said, it's on regular printer paper using my laser printer. So the first thing that you need to do is we're going to be putting the medium right here on the tile. Not on the picture, but on the tile. So just put some on a little at a time here and spread it evenly all over the tile. I really hate it when it's quiet in here, but I have no idea what to talk about. I'm going to add a little bit more. You just need to make sure that it's covered really well. And so you can, turn it and make sure you get it edge to edge. Okay, I think I have it really well. And now I'm going to take the picture face down and place it right on the tile where you want it. And make sure that you get it pressed down all the way around every edge. You don't want any air bubbles under here. This is so easy to do though. Just gently rub it all over. If you happen to have an old credit card or gift card, you can use that. Just do it gently. You don't have to push excessively hard on this. And just kind of go around the edges. Make sure everything is adhered really well. Okay. Now, that part is done. You have to wait until it dries, and that could take anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour. The longer the better. That's my opinion. So I'm going to let this sit for about an hour, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do the next step. So now that this is dry, we're going to go on to the next step. But before I do, I want to let you know that you can let this dry as long as you want, not just an hour. If you needed to leave it overnight, that would be just fine. So don't worry about leaving it too long. Just worry about, doing it too soon. So now, this next step I would normally be doing in my bathroom or kitchen where I have a sink and running water. But I'm going to do it right here in my craft room. So I've got a washcloth, got a bowl of water here. It's cold water. And I'm going to get the washcloth wet. It's actually dripping. I'm not wringing it out. And I'm just pressing it over the top of the paper, over the tile. You want to get it nice and wet. You can see that the picture is starting to show through. Okay. And you get it nice and wet, you can start rubbing it gently, going in just little circles. You don't have to push real hard, but just enough to get that paper to start rolling off. Let me lift it up here so you can see. See the pieces of paper that are rolling off? Okay. And you're just going to keep doing that. Just move it around. And if you feel you need to add more water at any point, you just get your washcloth wet. But at this point, if you get it wet, wring it out a little bit because you don't need it as soggy as it was the first time. I'm going to speed this up a little bit for you. Isn't she beautiful? That's my Zoe. There's still some pieces on here. A lot of times I will leave some of the little pieces on there to brush off when it's dry. But you can just brush them right off while it's wet with your wet washcloth. Oh, she still had a piece on her nose there. So that's how easy that is to do. And the next step would be to let this dry. And then when it's dry, you're going to put some sort of sealer over the top. And I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute. Okay, now that I've got my work area cleaned up, it's time to talk to you about the next step. You need to put a sealer over it. Mod Podge makes a clear acrylic sealer that works wonderful, and it comes in matte, or you can also get this in gloss. And you would want to spray at least 3 coats, if not 5, over your tile. And you need to wait about 15 minutes or so in between each coat. And if you're wondering why you can't just use the brush on Mod Podge, I'm going to show you why right now. So these were done with clear, or with a gloss, excuse me. And I want you to look at this. You can see the light reflecting off from it, but there's brush marks all the way across that. And on this one, it is just nice and shiny and glossy. So this is the look that I want. This is a look you need the spray for. You can brush it on, but just realize that it will have the streaks all the way through it. The next thing you're going to want to do is put cork on the back if you're going to be using these as a coaster, or if you're going to use the bigger ones, the 6x6, and use it as a trivet. You're going to want something on the back so that you're not getting that sound every time it hits the table. Instead, you're going to have more quiet sound when it hits the table. And the cork that I used is, let me set this down over here. This is by Die Cuts with a View, and it's adhesive cork. Comes in sheets, just like this. And it's adhesive back, and it worked great. I just cut it down to size and stuck it on the back. So I recommend this, but there's other cork out there that you can use, and you can just glue that on yourself. Another thing that you can do, and I don't have any to show you, but you can get a little hook that you can hook on the back here with like E6000. They look like they have a little triangle that comes up, and then a little metal piece on the back that you would adhere right here. And then you can hang these on the wall as decorations. So I'm sure you'll come up with some other ideas on, how to hang these, or, you could also put felt on the back. I know I was talking about the cork, but you can put felt on the back also. So I've shown you how to do this on ceramic tiles, but you see these gorgeous stone tiles, nice and thick. I love these. They are beautiful. And guess what? Let me set this down carefully over here. This is one that I just did. This is the first one I've done on a stone tile, and I absolutely love it. I'm not doing this one glossy. I'm doing this with a matte sealer, and I'm not even sure what I'm going to use it for yet, but I'm guessing possibly a trivet. This is one of the bigger ones. If you're wondering where I am getting these gorgeous, distressed, shabby chic papers from that you see on these tiles, well, those are all Sherry Baldy's digital papers. She has so many of them. They are absolutely gorgeous. And I will put links to her papers below in the description box, as well as putting links to all of the Mod Podge products that I have used today, so that you won't have any problem finding the things that you need to make these beautiful tiles with. And I thought I would add, I have heard and seen people use these to actually put tile on their wall. For example, put a row of tiles along a wall. And I think they would look beautiful on other projects. So they're not just good for coasters or trivets or hanging on the wall as a decoration, but you're going to find a lot of uses for these. I know I will. Thank you all for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you give it a try because I know you will be just as addicted to this as I am. So happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.